Well, now, and here's, but I mentioned old Drew Mack too,
Yeah.
but now there's no video of this, but this is a fluid situation. It was reported this morning for some reason. Nobody knows who, why, what, how, what the instigation of this was, but Drew McIntyre stormed back to his locker room, put on a hoodie, grabbed his shit, and left in a huff. And people are naturally attributing it because it just happened after the reappearance of Punk. They're attributing it to that, but we don't know that. He could have been pissed off at something else. And I'll make the point that because Punk came out merely was an entrance and had no bearing on the match, the participants, I'm not saying they knew or didn't know, but technically they wouldn't have needed to know. It wouldn't have affected their performance if they'd have told the babyfaces, celebrate in the ring until we give you the signal that we're off the air. So maybe they knew or maybe they didn't, but again, Seth, I'm sure, is, politicking for that match. But I would have to think that the office would have been able to, or would have had to bless him using that kind of language or doing that shit, unless he just went crazy and might have got fined for it. Who knows? But was there heat with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk from the good old days? Or would they have had any reason to have an issue?
You never know, but nothing I know of. I want to dispute one thing you said. You said you heard that he left in a huff. I heard he left in a minute and a huff. So just want to clear that up.
Well, he had to stop and get his hoodie and grab his bag.
Drew McIntyre has finally started to be used again in a way that's a little bit interesting. He's siding with the heels. He's kind of a hired assassin in a sense.
Well, there you go. It may have been just he was working the match. His team that he chose did not win, and he's pissed off about it because he doesn't care about them either.
Because unless they don't want you, the last thing I would think coming out of that Survivor Series is, you know what? I'm pissed. I'm going to go home and call Tony. So it can't be that.
I don't think Drew's making any calls to Jacksonville or whatever. But so anyway, so we'll monitor that and see. But it's going to be an interesting We got to watch Raw this week.
Oh yeah, we have to.
I guess we've blown it off for the last couple of weeks because Jesus Christ, what a slog. But now there's actually something that's going to be addressed that we want to see, and we will. What?
Ooh, I just had a thought.
What?
If Punk beats Rollins for the belt, Cody has a difficult decision to make if he wins the Rumble.
Yes.
Because of which championship? Does he still go after...
I thought you were going to extrapolate on that.
Does he still go after Roman? Or does Punk say something enough to establish that belt is more than it's been so that Cody says, that's the belt I want? Again, if Punk goes that way, unless you're going to use him as a babyface against that heel stable. I don't know. But
never that works for me only if The Rock has the match with Roman. And otherwise, I think it should still probably be Cody and Roman.
Well, I think that's the exciting thing. This is why Drew McIntyre should probably stay there right now. There's so many interesting things. You don't know where they're going to go. And all they did was add a couple of people into this mix. We're not even talking about Randy Orton. And
LA Knight was not on the fucking show.
And neither was Roman Reigns.
Remember 2 years ago we said, goddamn, they have no stars. Now they've got stars. More stars than there are in the heavens.
How's Tony going to respond? Who's he going to sign? Matt Riddle? Dolph Ziggler?
Well, I hate to slag on my old student Nick Nemeth, but no, that's the problem is Tony's got the leftovers now. The people that they used up and spit out, don't have time for, don't want to put up with. So more of these people are going to be attitude problems or people nearing the end of their careers that can pick and choose the jobs they want rather than going for the best job they can have. That's kind of what every other company that ever challenged Vince ends up in the position of. isn't it?
Wouldn't it be something if Raw with CM Punk ended up on TBS? Those television rights are up, and David Zaslav loves CM Punk. They could divest themselves of AEW.
Okay, now when CM Punk is on SmackDown or Raw and draws 2 million people for a quarter hour or whatever, outstanding number, then are they going to say, well, goddamn, we had this guy and you couldn't do 900,000? What the fuck? Then it's direct comparison, is it not? In an unfavorable, unflattering fashion?
There's nothing favorable or flattering about any of this for AEW.